A message from McAfee. Wondering why the post office is texting you or why you owe thousands of dollars in toll fees? Because someone's trying to scam you. The good news? McAfee can help. With McAfee's award-winning scam detection, it's easy to tell what's real and what's fake over text, in your inbox, and online. If they're
You want a free gift?
Seriously? If they're faking it, they're not making it past us. Get award-winning scam detection today. McAfee.com/keepitreal.
The holidays are all about family, but at the Chrysler Wrap-Up the Year sales event, it's all about you. Enjoy every mile in the most awarded minivan in America, the Chrysler Pacifica, with the most standard safety features in its class, available stow-and-go seating, and the available stow-and-back built-in vacuum. Make the most of the holidays with a great deal at the Chrysler Pacifica Wrap-Up the Year sales event. Based on Ward Small Van segment, based upon the latest available competitor information, Chrysler is a registered trademark of FCA US LLC.
When the day is done, we're just getting started. The last show with David Cooper.
Love across cultures, being coupled up with someone from a different background than you. It can cause sometimes turbulence, friction, especially with families. But research shows that support from friends can make things go more smoothly for intercultural couples. I'm here with someone who's worked on that research. She is a social and personality psychology researcher at the University of Toronto. Her name is Hanieh Naeimi. Hanieh, welcome to the show.
Yeah, hi. Thanks so much for having me.
What drew you to this area? I feel like it's such a fascinating thing when people of different cultures mix, get married, date, whatever, and the conflicts that arise. I mean, there's television shows about this. What got you interested in this area for research?
Yeah, I mean, I live in Toronto. It's a super diverse area, and Canada is increasingly becoming more multicultural with lots of intercultural couples. And so that's initially how I got into this research. And then for this particular study, what drew me into it was actually a previous study where I was looking at sacrifices that partners make in intercultural relationships. And a lot of people mentioned, having to cut ties with their families or friends because they were not approving of their partner, or they were expressing kind of, racist sentiments and whatnot. And so that drew me to kind of look at whose social approval matters more to people, and the differences between people.
Well, I think that's the crux of it, the turbulence, the having to cut ties with friends or families because they've got views that aren't compatible with you dating someone outside your culture. They can be racist, they can be mean, they can be tough on people. And how to survive it, I think, is where it gets interesting. How does support from one's friends when they're going through all this, dating someone from a different background and having trouble, how does support from friends come into play?
Yeah, well, in this study, we actually kind of pitted all of these different types of social approval against each other. So approval from family, friends, or society broadly, to see which one matters more to people's satisfaction in relationships. And we found that across the board, people found friend approval to be more important for their relationship satisfaction. And so this kind of shows that, friends are the family you choose. And so people really care about what their friends think. But family approval still matter to some people, specifically for Latinx and Middle Eastern participants whose cultural values are kind of more interdependent. They really care about their family's involvement in their relationship decisions. And also family approval really mattered for people who were in early stages of their relationship. So that's specifically when you're seeking external validation from people, and maybe why people are really caring more about their family's approval.
This concept of chosen family, it's a phrase or concept that comes from queer spaces. It's, of course, not exclusive to them. It's the idea that your friends, or the friends that you're extremely close to that feel like family, kind of in some sense are. Is it approval from them? Is it acceptance of them that matters most? I know that's what you just said. I'm asking you to reiterate it. But why?
Yeah, exactly. That's actually where we kind of got the inspiration for this research because in queer literature there is lots of work that shows that when people feel marginalized in their relationships, when they don't get they don't receive acceptance from their families or society, they go to they kind of form these chosen families made up of their friends, and they really value them and seek support from them. And so again, here we're seeing that because intercultural relationships are another type of marginalized relationship, the same thing is happening here. And so people are seeking community and the approval of their friends.
Is it that power of community amongst your friends that really lets people feel like comfort when they're facing, I don't know, discrimination from their family, for example?
Yeah, I think friend approval is interesting because we often do go to our friends for support. And so maybe when you don't get that from your friends, it can be especially invalidating, but maybe people can kind of explain away or rationalize their family's disapproval as like them not understanding or being from a different time or something, whereas your friends you really expect to be on your side.
A lot of people face this. It happened to me a little bit with my ex-wife. We came from different backgrounds. My parents are fine now, but 15 years ago they were a little bit more rough. Not to get to talk about my example personally, but people face this stuff. What recommendations do you have when a family is disapproving of an intercultural relationship of yours? Seek support from friends? Are there any pieces of advice?
Yeah, I mean, I think it can be really tough when your social network is not approving of your relationship. I think something that's important is to first try to see where they're coming from. Is it just them not having ever been exposed to, people from different cultures? Is it stereotypes? And just trying to understand their perspectives. But also something that this study shows is that different types of approval matter for different types of people. So maybe people from different cultures can value their family's approval differently. So maybe some people can just be like, okay, this is a challenge. I don't really care what my parents think. This is my relationship, whereas others really highly value that. And so just trying to work with them, but also, yes, seeking community within your friends and having a supportive friend group can really help buffer that negative effect.
Without violating too much of the people you've worked with's privacy, while doing your study, while looking into intercultural couples, did any interesting anecdotes come up that surprised you?
Well, this was a quantitative study, so we were mostly just getting people's answers about particular questions. But in my other work, my other qualitative work, people kind of talked about the different types of their different identities impacting the social approval they receive. So, for example, there was a participant who was queer, and they were talking about how their partner's family, not only they don't even know that their partner is gay, and so they have kind of had to come into terms with not ever having that relationship with their partner's family, but also they wouldn't even approve of them, their cultural background. And so kind of experiencing disapproval at multiple levels, which can be very harmful.
I get that. My grandparents have passed, and they attended my brother's wedding. He married a man, but still, they would always just call my brother's husband and his partner his friend. I kind of get that, like certain families you can never really come out to. I don't know if that was quite the case with my brother, but I see it. What's next in your research? What else would you like to look into when it comes to intercultural relationships?
Yeah, I think this work kind of made me want to learn more about what is it that friends do specifically that can come off as, supportive or not supportive. And yeah, learning more about how people can uplift and kind of support their friends in their relationships.
Well, any initial things? Like, what is it that friends can do? I think that's a really interesting question.
Yeah, we haven't started the research yet, but I'm really excited to learn more about it.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me on the show, Hanieh. I appreciate you coming here. Thanks for your time.
Thanks for having me.
Hanieh Naeimi is a social and personality psychology researcher at the University of Toronto.
As a raider scavenging a derelict world, you settle into an underground settlement. But now you must return to the surface, where Ark machines roam. If you're brave enough, who knows what you might find? Ark Raiders, a multiplayer extraction adventure video game. Buy now for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. Rated T for teen.